Are you ready for the Gainz?
I'm like McDonald's.
Are you ready for Gainz, though?
I'm ready for Gainz.
Are you ready for the Gainz podcast?
Yes.
Are you ready for episode number 94?
Dang, is it really 94?
Yeah, that was a good year. That was when your boy Antoine was born, so
I was still screaming and crying. I was 3 at that time.
just so you know, LOL. What did you say?
We little baby.
Just so you guys know, I did call the last episode 93 because of the fact that we struggled so hard to getting episode 92 out. I didn't even want to name an episode 92 because of how painful that was. So we technically are on 93, but I skipped 92 because of how painful, like losing the recording and then editing like 3 times. And then we wrote down literally everything on the YouTube thing, on the Buzzsprout thing to do the audio, and it didn't upload any of the audio on the video or the audio side. So, you know what? Hey, that's when you skip it, you move forward in life, right, Roman? You kind of just say like, hey, you know, we'll worry about this another time, or like, hey, let's move on.
Quote up.
What's up?
Next quote up.
Exactly. So I wanted to start off with some motivation today. This is kind of different how we start things. I just wanted to say, I hope you guys are doing well. You're living your healthiest lives. You're living your most mental health, best posture life as you possibly can right now. And wherever you are right now, if you're doing good, you're doing bad, you pick your damn head up and you're going to crush whatever you're going to crush next. We're talking goals. We're talking health. We're talking wealth. We're talking Roman mate shave his face goals type deal. But I just want to let you guys know that we're here. We're crushing it. You know, as long as it's a bad day, a good day, good week, bad month, bad year, good year, you're always going to get back up and crush them motherfucking goals.
Yeah,
so
that good year, we're getting you those fresh tires.
Yeah, we're not about to sell you the ball tires that you could just slip and fall in the rain and snow. We're giving you them good threads. We're talking, you put the penny in there, the penny of Abraham Lincoln's head is going to be perfect for you.
All seasons, baby.
Robert and I were just talking. Your boy Antoine just finally secured new lifting shoes. Well, they're coming in the mail soon. Hopefully next week I'll have them. But I just bought some Vivo barefoot shoes. I bought the all-weather ones. So like they're the lifting versions, but I think they have just a little bit better material, I guess, for all-weather. So they're like $10 more. One of Roman and I's buddies has like the regular lifting ones, and he loves them and whatnot. But I was telling him that I was getting the all-weather ones, and he's like, damn, I really want those as my next pair. Like, so hopefully that means that they should be really good, maybe a little bit thicker, which I might like anyways. Also, I walk and I lift with like my shoes all the time. So I just want to make sure everything's, a little bit sturdier, and it's only $10. So I just said, $10, who cares? Because the last lifting shoes I bought were my Reebok CrossFit ones. I guess those are my last lifting shoes. I actually got those for Christmas like 5 years ago. So, so your boy doesn't really purchase like lifting shoes. It's crazy. I just think about this all the time. Roman and I are probably like the people that probably lift the most. I wouldn't say we're the only ones that lift this consistent, but we lift so damn consistent, and we're probably the most frugal with our clothing and our lifting gear. Like, it's so hard for Roman and I to just pull the trigger on like a $20 straps. Like, I think Roman was telling me about he was trying to get those what were those, the wrist wraps that have straps on them? What were they called?
Oh yeah, Versa grips. I ended up getting the cheapest pair I could find for
See. So Roman, I actually never followed up with this, so I'm glad I'm asking you now. Roman told me he wanted to get those Versa grips. And Versa grips, what are they? $50?
60, 70.
60, $70. And with Roman and how many lifts he does, if you do the math and how long it'll probably last, just like my $80 shoes that were bought or given to me as a present 5 years ago. Like, you do the cost on that, that's like little than nothing, because Roman's actually going to use that equipment. And of course, now we know the answer. Roman bought him the $8 pair, which is like probably like, Chinese fake made, but like, isn't that crazy? I was thinking about that the other day, Roman. But like, we never talk about it. Maybe it's because we don't really care, but like my belt, my lifting belt has to be about like 6, 7 years old. My squat shoes probably 8 years old. And like, it's like crazy. It's like you just and then like me, I was telling Roman, like, offline from the podcast, like I couldn't tell you how many times I asked Roman, like, should I buy these shoes? Should I not buy these shoes? You can ask my wife. Like, I asked her a million times, and she's like, just shut up and like buy them already. Like, all you do is like research and talk about them. Like, it's crazy, isn't it, Roman? How we're like that in our heads.
Yeah.
We're just gonna 2022. I think Roman and I are just gonna have the YOLO method. If we want something, we're just gonna grab it.
Oh my God, I will not be like that.
Roman's like, oh, I want a 500-pound deadlift. He goes, load it up. No more must.
Let's hit that.
But I hope you guys are excited. Roman's officially going to be coming visiting Sam and I in Arizona, in 3 days? Less than 3 days, I guess.
Yeah.
So by the time this releases, the day after, Roman will be landed in the Phoenix area, and then we'll be off to the Grand Canyon. So be on the lookout for some cool hikes, maybe some cool little posts about like our travels to the Grand Canyon. It's only like 4 hours away, so it's nothing really too far, and I think the views are going to be beautiful. Are you excited, Roman?
Very excited. It should be awesome.
Yeah, buddy. And Roman's going to see your boy lost like 8 pounds already?
That's amazing, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down 208. I want to get to 200 by March. So I do have a before picture, and in March, once I hit my goal, I'll post a before and after picture. I was gonna post a before picture, but our friend, he's like, you should wait till like you do like the after, because it'd be like super cool to see like the two pictures side by side. So I'll wait.
Nice.
How are you doing, Roman? How are you feeling and everything? Good?
Doing good, yeah. I think I'm going to take your advice too. I think my last leg session is supposed to be Friday. So I'll probably just do like one set of squats, one set of leg curls, one set of calf raises, and then some abs. That'll probably be it. And I'll just like annotate in my my notes like that I'm doing like a light session just for like the Grand Canyon on Sunday, just so that my legs aren't toast.
Yep. So one of my other buddies came into town last weekend, so a week before Roman, and Friday I didn't do a deload, but Friday I squatted maximum, and I did a leg session with maximum loads, not YOLOing every rep and set, followed by a night of drinking. And then Saturday morning, hiking Camelback Mountain. So your boy was like dead tired, donezo. And then Sunday I lifted again. So
what kind of number did you hit for your leg session?
So I actually hit a little PR. So beltless. No, never mind. I didn't. Well, I guess you consider it a PR. So I was just trying to hit like minimums of like the week before, because I didn't want to deload, but I also didn't want to like not grow. But I did hit a PR of 245 for 3 sets of 5 reps. I think the last week I did 2 sets of 5, and then I did 1 set of 265 for just 1 rep, just to see how it was. Yeah. So I guess you consider that a PR. But yeah, it just doesn't feel good after, because Camelback Mountain, it's a short hike, but pretty much it's just this.
Yeah.
There's no this in between. It's just
Straight up.
Straight up. But yeah, so hopefully, yeah, I think this Friday I have squats. I usually squat on Fridays. I think I'm just gonna take it easy. I might hit some deload and just do whatever I don't want to. Like yesterday I had a leg session and I told Roman this offline, but like I didn't do too much like deadlifts. Like my glute for some reason, like glute to like hamstring on the right side was like feeling kind of wonky. I don't know if it's because of like you know not recovering issues or whatever, but I did a yoga session Monday, and then I'm doing a yoga session today, just stretching that out a little bit more and just getting in those positions to help me loosen it out. So I should be fine. But yeah, buddy. Roman, did you set up the appointment?
I have not yet.
Oh, I guess by 2022, Roman's just gonna dissipate. He's gonna lose all his gains.
No, it's been crazy here because it's like spur of the moment. Laura and we planned a trip that we're gonna drive down to Nashville next weekend, and
Whoa,
I know, it's fun. Yeah, we're gonna rent a car too. We might rent the same type of car that we're gonna drive in Arizona, which is really funny. But it gives me a chance to kind of test it out because I doubt this will be the vehicle that I end up like purchasing after this vehicle. But I did want to like test drive it, so it'll give me an extended test drive, if you will.
Wait, what car?
It's a Mazda 3.
A newer one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I've like done some research on like the it's all-wheel drive. I don't know if I would do like the sedan or the hatchback. So yeah, I'm just interested in like test driving and see how it is. I think if it's model year 2020 or newer, I think it has a turbo, or at least a turbo option, which is pretty sweet. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Zoom.
Did Scotty approve?
I don't know if he's done a Mazda 3. He did actually my model year Mazda 6 recently, and he ripped on the transmission, but it's because it had like 5 different transmission types. Oh. So I think I have one of the quote unquote good transmission types because I've got like 150,000 miles and she's still going. So
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, buying a car is stressful, and I don't want to do it for a while. So
I've literally been looking at vehicles, not like super hard because I've only test drove like a handful, but I've been looking at vehicles since the start of COVID.
So now almost like a month? I mean, a year and 7 months?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Laura's probably going crazy.
I just enjoy the process, like I'm not going to like, it's been a while since I've been to a dealership and actually drove a vehicle. Like I'm not doing that, but I'm just like, going on Craigslist, going on like cars.com, going on KBB, blah, blah, blah.
Have you gone on Antoine.com as well too?
I have not seen that yet. But the other things that came up, my landlord wanted to like go to Home Depot earlier this week so we could pick up the faucet. So we did that, and then he tried to come over yesterday, but he like ran into some like stuff, and then today he like ran into some stuff. So so just stuff, life came up, so I haven't had a chance to call. I also have to like there's some like adult stuff that I have on my like to-do list that I'm like kind of neglecting, but it's because other things have come up.
This title of this episode is going to be called Stuff. Roman has said stuff 10 times already in the past 2 minutes.
Well, no, I mean, I need to like.
I know. I'm just messing with you, dude. But no. So we got some updates, Roman. I'm gonna keep heckling you about the visit because we want to make sure everything's good. I've never been to Nashville. I've been to Gatlinburg, but I've never been to Nashville. I heard it's super cool. The drive there, it's kind of like whatever.
Minimum.
Yeah. You drive through like pretty much nothing because you're driving through Illinois, then Indiana, and then do you go through Kentucky?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it all looks the same. Like all 4 of those states, like, and then when you get to Tennessee, then it's like it gets like really beautiful. There's actually like big hills, forestry, like all this good stuff. So that's pretty cool, man. Well, I hope you enjoy that. But this episode, guys, we're going to talk about like social media portrayal, how does social media portray like fitness, health, and all that good stuff in general. Correct me if I'm wrong. I felt like I didn't say that right.
Yeah, just like how social media, what like our goal is like how social media has influenced how we think and feel about like the fitness industry and fitness and health in general.
Yeah, and also, if you guys haven't checked out Roman's Instagram, his bio says he's an influencer now. I don't know why he put that in there. But Roman, what do you do as an influencer exactly? Why do you have that in your bio?
I pretty much just take my shirt off in public places and have very seductive photos of myself taken, and I post them for the world to see.
No, but like, no, what I've been noticing, lately too is like, that's why I wanted to give this like topic is, lately it's just like, even for me and like Roman, you probably could tell like your side of the story, but like, my first thoughts about like introducing this and like talking to you about it first before coming on here is like, man, it's like so hard to like tell even what's real, what's fake, in the world. And also like, if you go on Instagram, like honestly, like this is why like I don't like I think Instagram's probably a lot worse. I mean, I don't know about like TikTok. I don't have TikTok even downloaded. Twitter, you don't see it too much with the fitness stuff, but since Instagram's like driven mostly by like photos and videos and reels and only fan accounts. Not that. But like it's crazy. It's like even if you go to the explore button, and I know the difference, right? Like we talked about in the Olympia podcast, like I know the difference between like Nick Walker and Antoine Coletta. Like that's never gonna change, right? Like, but when you go to the explore option, it's like, man, like even for me, like it's so crazy. It's like, is this real? Is it fake? Like, holy cow! Like, I feel like if you go on Instagram, it's just all this like make believe stuff, and it kind of like self doubts you. Especially like me, like with like bulking and cutting. Like, obviously, I don't really doubt myself too much. Like, but like it's like crazy and how like it's portrayed because, like, if someone other than like Roman and I were like looking at this, they could come to a lot of different conclusions. Like, hey, is this normal? Like, this lady's got like a six pack and like she is shredded to the bone. But little do they know, like she might not have her like monthly cycle and she can't have kids, like all this other stuff. But like it's like crazy because you keep seeing it more and more and more in like me particularly, like I've been trying to like literally try to get off like stuff like this because it's like crazy. It's like me losing 8 pounds, I'm not shredded to the bone. I look better and I feel better and I feel like I'm more cut and lean, but it's just like crazy. So Roman, out of all that, like what'd you get out of it? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, also that person that's like totally shredded, that you're like, they must be strong because they look healthy. They might be putting up like some of their worst numbers to date, because they're so depleted, because they're so like just like at a body fat percentage that is not where like their settling point is, that there just might be like this cascade of different factors that are like influencing them like not being the strongest they've been. So it like, I love bodybuilding and like I love like the look, but it's important not to mistake that look with health, because the more and more that like I learn about that is like almost the antithesis of health. That
Nice word choice.
Yeah, we shouldn't look at that as like a healthy option. Like if you believe that like you're overweight and your doctor like confirms that hunch and like you want to lose some weight, like that's great. That's like, I think most individuals in the health and fitness space would say like that is like a good and healthy thing to do, but you don't by any means have to get shredded. And I would say like make sure that like the goals you set are reasonable. Also another thing is like social media, in many ways, I would say that it seems like many people don't intend to do this, but because of its like short nature, like the TikToks of the world, like the Twitters of the world that has like a limit on characters, like Instagram that like the most you can get is like a minute video, you know, is that somebody might have like good intentions in trying to like send a message, but that message might be like totally misconstrued by the way it's taken. So don't base your like ideals, and like I wouldn't really use the tool like for educational purposes, like by any means. Like the most charitable you could say from like an educational perspective on social media is that like it gives you an idea to like look further into it, to like find a book about it, or to look into a resource, to like watch like an hour-long podcast, or like try and find like a fitness professional that you like, that you can watch like other forms of long form video, or if you prefer like long form like word content like a blog or something like that. But like I just see like on social media, like whenever I mostly just use Instagram now, but whenever I'm on there, I will always see it was Ben Carpenter. He posted a post recently, and he was kind of doing like a spoof post, but it was, and like people that don't know, Ben Carpenter is like, he's pretty ripped and he's like really strong. He dates Sohee Lee, and he like puts out a lot of really great quality content. But he's like kind of doing a spoof post on this guy who's saying like top list of fat loss, or what did he say? Fat burning foods is the way he said it. It's like there's zero. Like that's the truth. There's no such thing as a fat burning food. I mean, we can talk about like caffeine and other things, but it's like I wouldn't call that a food. You know, it's like more of a supplement. So he's saying like olive oil and apple cider vinegar and all these different things, and like so it's like all these like signs that are just popping up on the screen. So that's what I mean, like you can't really use social media as like educational material. Like some of those things, like using like what should be said, or like what would be said in like long form content, is like, hey, like for individuals that are trying to lose weight and they really enjoy salads as a means to like help them feel full and as like a low calorie meal supplement, as opposed to using like a creamy Caesar that might be like 300 calories for your average serving size. If you use a combination of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of olive oil, so that you can kind of take advantage of those like fat soluble vitamins, you can like get that 300 calories down to 100 calories. So like you can see like, oh, there's a 200 calorie like deficit there, right, from that like that same meal. But that's not how it's portrayed. And I think the way that people often take it is like, oh, cool, I eat this food and I'll burn fat. Like, no, not quite. Sorry to kind of break the bad news to you, but like that's misleading content. And then like other things, a really big thing that popped off recently was the debate between Dr. Joel Seedman and Dr. Mike Israetel from Renaissance Periodization. Did you get to see that on the Mark Bell podcast?
You know what? I haven't yet. You know what? You gotta. I think you. I think you might just have to send me the link, and I'll probably watch it like today.
I think I briefly talked about it, but I think like the important thing to keep in mind, because like Joel Seedman, like he does have some like really cool exercises, but just because you see like Chris Carson doing like a really interesting, unique like exercise doesn't mean that that's an appropriate exercise for you. It's very like sport, like contextualized, sport dependent. It's very like individualized, based off of their like individualized needs. And like he even admits like in the video, Joel Seedman, that like the kind of material that you see is somewhat misleading just because it's like such a small portion of like the workout. So like it honestly, like he might be thinking more along the lines of like, this, I want this to be fun because I want this client to come back to me because I still need them to do like the squats, the deadlifts, the bench press, blah, 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 whatever he has them do. I do take issue with some of the things that he like espouses. He has his like his reasons for it. It's like, it's poor rationale, unfortunately. We don't have to go like too deep into it, but the point that I'm trying to convey is that like you see that short video and then you might think like, oh, that's a cool exercise, I want to try that, whereas it's very individualized to that person. Like go way back to one of our first podcasts where we talk about programming principles. So social media is like highly misleading, and I think like another thing that I wanted to cover in particular is it can kind of make us feel like down on ourselves a little bit. So usually I'm like pretty positive and whatnot, but every once in a while I'll have like one of those like negative like body image days where like nothing seems to be going right, and like I don't like the way this is looking or shaping up. And even though like I've been proud of like the progress I've made, right? Yeah. I've like achieved many goals. I'm continuing to achieve those goals. So I think that's an unfortunate side effect, but it's important to be aware of, right? Because, you know, we're looking around and we're saying like, wow, how are all these people like doing so much better than me? But remember, you're like choosing to focus on individuals that they're like, sometimes their livelihood is social media. So they're going to portray themselves in the best light they can. And sometimes they're going to portray themselves in a light that's like not them at all. They're going to post photos from years back when they were like in their best contest shape ever. And they're only going to post those. They took thousands of photos and they're only going to post those until their next contest, for example, or the next time that they diet down for a photo shoot.
Yeah, so, it's crazy. As I say, I haven't even posted like one of my like when I was looking at my best in 2016, like I couldn't even tell you when's like the last time maybe I'll throw one up there. As I say, it's been for crying out loud 5 years. But like I haven't really posted. I look at them personally, like I look at them like, damn, like this is where I'm coming from, like holy cow, like I can't wait to get shredded again. I bet I'm gonna look 10 times better than that, because it's been 5 years. It's gonna be 5 years plus, and then I think in March it'll be 6 years of, you know, next year. But like holy cow, like I just know, like if I post those, like, and then people are like, oh my gosh, like, dude, I'm definitely gonna listen to Gainz podcast. Like this guy's shredded like all the time. Like he walks around like he's a lean man. But what you fail to realize is, what was it, March and October I competed. One of the things is like I don't think people understand, like even just like body temperature. You don't even have like body temperature. I remember I used to come to the office with like, you know, like even if it was like 60, 70 degrees in Chicago, I'd come to the office with pants, a sweatshirt, and then maybe wear a hat, because like I was just freezing all the time, because it was just my body temperature wasn't there. And like it's just wild. I remember I wasn't even sweating at one point, because the fact that I was just so lean, like nothing was there to like sweat off.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, also too, like, oh, go ahead.
I think my landlord needs me, buddy.
Yeah, just I'll close it out. I mean, we have like a minute or two.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Episode 94. Catch us on YouTube and all audio platforms. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.